Jai Hind, my dear students. Welcome to your science class. Today we are going to start new chapter, that is materials. In that we will see what are metals and non-metals. So let's start. Let's see what are there in this video. What is element? What is metal? What are non-metals? And how can you say this is going to be metalloids? We will see about noble gases, occurrence of metals, and at last what is metallurgy. Okay, so let's start with the elements. You know that an element is pure substance consisting only of atoms that all have the same number of protons in their atomic nuclei. Here we need to understand that if you try to break an element, you will get only elements. Only element you are going to get, because this is pure substances. Suppose for example, if you are breaking iron, you are going to get only iron. If you are breaking gold, you are going to get only gold. You are not going to get silver or any other metal. Okay, so make sure that whenever your mind is thinking about element, means you are thinking about pure substances. They can't be broken into any other simpler substances, because already they are very simple substances. Okay, that's what the element is. Now if you talk about metals, if you talk about non-metals, if you talk about metalloids, all are elements. So metal can be broken into metals, only same metal. Even this goes with non-metals and metalloids. So how can you define what is metals? So metals are the element which form positive ions by losing electron. How can they lose their electron? If they are having 1 or 2 or 3 valence electron, they will lose their electron, either 1 or 2 or 3, based on their valency. If suppose example, if you see sodium is having 1 electron to lose, you know that there is sodium is having electronic number, and that electronic number is 11. So sodium is having its electronic number 11. Okay, if you try to divide it into two parts, there you can divide 2, 8, and at last there will be 1. So total you can see here, this is 11, 2 plus 8 is 10, and in last cell it is having 1. So that's why it is having capacity to donate 1 electron or to lose 1 electron. If you talk about calcium, this is having 2 electrons to lose. If you talk about aluminium, this is having 3 electrons to lose. If they are going to lose their electron, means if they are losing 1 electron, they will form plus 1. Suppose if you are thinking about sodium, this will form plus 1, sodium plus 1. If you are talking about calcium, this will form plus and plus. You can write this way also, calcium 2 plus. If you are talking about aluminium, you are going to get 3 plus, aluminium 3 plus. Okay, so this goes with the metals. There are examples of metal like iron, copper, silver, tin, gold. They are the examples of metal. And how can you say what is valency? The valency of an element is a measure of its combining capacity. If it is having 1, 2, 3, so if it can combine with that 1, 2 and 3 electrons. Okay, or in other word, if you try to say, you can say the valency of an atom is the number of electron it gains or loses or shares to attain the noble gas configuration. What is noble gas configuration? If it is fulfilled, octet is filled, means it is not going to react with any other material. Okay, and that's why noble gases are full, their octet is complete. So that's why they are noble, because they are not going to react with any other metal or any other non-metals. So that's why they are showing noble gases. So all want to reach, all elements want to attain the configuration of noble gases, so that's why they are losing or gaining the electron. The third way of defining the valency is how many electrons should an element lose or gain or share to have a completely filled outer electronic shell. So these are the ways by which we can define valency. So now I hope you are clear about valency and you are clear about valence electron. Okay, now come to non-metals. So non-metals are the elements which are having capacity to form negative ions by gaining electron, and they contain 5, 6 or 7 valence electron. For example, if you see, chlorine contains 7 valence electron, and for fulfilling its octet it need to get 1 electron. If it will have say 8 electron, this will attain noble gas configuration, and it form 1 negative charge. If you talk about oxygen, it is having 6 valence electron, so if it will take 2 electron, it will reach to 8, and then it will have its octet fulfilled. So that's why if they are accepting electron, the minus charge will increase. If they are losing electron, the plus charge will increase. So as you saw in metals, they were having positive charge on it. If you are seeing non-metals, they will have negative charge on it. Why? If they will accept electron, if they are accepting electron, the minus charge goes with that electron. If they are donating electron, or they are accepting proton, then it will show that they having positive sign. If electron is going out, means positive sign will increase. If electron is coming in, means negative sign will increase. Okay, so this goes with non-metals. Examples of non-metals are sulfur, phosphorus, nitrogen, carbon, hydrogen. You can call any other non-metals. It is up to you. You can have many more examples. Okay, now come to metalloids. So metalloids are the element with 4 valence electron. In metals you saw 1, 2 and 3. In non-metals you saw 5, 6 and 7. Here you can see that if they are having 4 valence electron, means they are metalloids. What are the examples? Examples are silicon, arsenic, antimony, germanium. These are examples of metalloids. With the help of periodic table you can see, I will show you where they exist in periodic table. Now if we are talking about noble gases, so as I told you that they are the element with 8 valence electron in their outer shell. Okay, so that's why they are not forming any ion, because they are not going to lose any electron and then they are not going to gain any electron. So there will be no charge, so no ion will be formed. Okay, and if they are existing in gaseous form, definitely they are going to show physical properties of gases, because they exist in gaseous form. Why not they are able to show chemical properties? Because they are non-reactive, because they are having 8 valence electron in their electronic cell, last outer shell. Okay, so that's why they are not reactive. If you see here, this color shows metals, okay, and this color shows metalloids, and this green color shows you non-metals. So this is the periodic table. They are having various atomic number, and that electronic number can be divided into cell and subcell. That is known as electronic configuration of an element, and that elements shows whether they are metals or non-metals based on their valence electron. Okay, and that shows their valency. So how many metals you can see here? Alkali metals, alkaline earth metals, transition metals. Okay, then non-metals, halogen, noble gases, actinide series, lanthanide series. Okay, so they are the things. Here you can see hydrogen is having 1 electronic number, helium is having 2, then lithium is having 3, beryllium is having 4, magnesium, sodium, potassium, calcium, rubidium, cerium. So in same way they are having, here you can see what number you are able to see here, 19, 20, 21, 22, titanium, chromium, magnesium. So this is the electronic number. If you divide into, if you do the electronic configuration of it, you will see that how many valence electron they are having. So that is not there in our syllabus, that otherwise I can show you the electronic configuration and you can get how many valence electron do they have in their outer shell. Okay, if you talk about occurrence of metal, definitely if metals are there, in which form they exist, so that is our area of interest. In nature, most metal occur in the combined state. Okay, they are always present in combined state as minerals. Okay, and you know that all rocks, nearly all rocks contain one or another type of minerals. But the thing is, only that rock will be of much use if they are having high amount of metal in it. Okay, and the same rock is used to extract the metal, and those rocks are known as ores. So you can say that ores are the rocks which are used to extract metals because they are having high amount of that metals. Okay, so now you can define what are ores. So you can say that ores is the useful metallic mineral. It is mixed with other minerals which are not of much use. So these minerals present as impurities, and these impurities are known as gangue. It is pronounced as gangue. Okay, so ores are the minerals which are used to extract metals, and all other things which are not minerals and present as impurities, they are known as gangue. Okay, what are noble metals? Again, as you see, already you have seen that what are noble gases. Noble includes means non-reactive. Okay, so there are certain metals which are very less reactive. For example, if you see silver, if you see platinum, gold, they are not very active. Even though they are metals, they are not very active, and that's why if they occur in free state, and they are not having corroding things, they can't be corroded very easily. Rusting does not occur because they are very less reactive with oxygen and water. So that's why we are able to make ornaments, jewelry we are able to make out of this, and that's why it's very costly. Okay, so that's why they are known as noble metal, because they are very less reactive, you can say, not very reactive. And if you talk about ores of some metal, so there are few common ores, very important ores I have mentioned here. Like if you talk about aluminium, here spelling is not correct, aluminium must be there. For the aluminium is ore is bauxite. How can you say that? It is Al2O3. Iron, it is having two major ores. One is iron pyrite, second one is hematite. If you talk about copper, so copper ore is known as copper glans. This is CuS. Then if you talk about zinc, zinc main ore is zinc blende. So they are the common ores from which we are getting aluminium, iron, copper and zinc. What is metallurgy? This is the process. What kind of process for which we are using it? To extract metals in its pure form. So how can you define? This is the series of a process carried out to extract pure metals from their ore is known as metallurgy. So that's why this is the process of extracting metals in its pure form. So that's all for this particular video. We will see in meet in next video for that. What you are going to see in upcoming video, how we are getting non-metals and all. So thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.